Hi there. Welcome to the Goal Getter Podcast. We are so glad that you are here. I'm Lindsay, the dreamer and visionary of the business.
And I'm Jordan, the brains of the business, meaning I do all the back end stuff or anything that Lindsay doesn't like doing.
We're a husband and wife duo who took a leap of faith several years ago to embark on this permanent makeup business journey together.
We both worked unsuccessful and unfulfilling jobs before, and now we've turned our business into a thriving six-figure business.
They say you're meant to lead those who were once in your shoes, so that's what we're doing, navigating kids, homeschooling, business, and life together.
But this podcast is about more than just business and permanent makeup. It's about personal growth. We're here to help you conquer your goals, both in your business and in life.
And remember, growth begins when you get outside of your comfort zone.
Does all that sound good? Awesome. Let's dive on in.
What's up, everyone?
How's everybody doing today?
Hopefully you guys are having a good week, or you had a good week, depending on when you're listening to this podcast. So Jordan and I really wanted to come on here and talk about how our business has given us essentially a lot of freedom, and not just freedom with our time, but also to do the things that we want to do. So having just more financial stability.
Yeah, so a lot of times when you're in the corporate world, or if you're working a 9-to-5 job right now, if you don't know, sometimes owning your own business can totally feel like a huge, massive step and be extremely scary in startup. But in our minds, a lot of the pros totally outweigh the cons in doing so.
Yeah. And one thing that I think really got you into taking, this journey with me and joining our business was that there was so much more freedom for our family. And we have 3 kids. I'm pretty sure so far we have talked about them every single episode so far. But they're our joy, and they are our biggest,
Why? Yeah. So they're a part of our life. They're a huge part of our life. They take up a lot of our time. They take up a lot of everything that we do. We have to essentially kind of run our business somewhat around the way they are. And so, yeah, they're a huge part of our why. But yeah, when I first was contemplating joining Lindsay, the biggest thing she sold me on was that, hey, we don't have to be a slave to a 9-to-5 job. We can totally work when we want to, and we can work on what we think is going to be best for our business. And if that means that, hey, you never want to work a Saturday, then you can do that. Or if that means, hey, I don't ever want to work past 6 o'clock on a weeknight, you can do that. Or, hey, that means I'm never going to miss one of my son's basketball games, or I'm never going to miss a dance recital for my daughters. Things like that. Like, that's the freedom we're talking about that you can have by running your own business.
Yeah, and for us, it's something that makes us want to continue pushing and continue working really hard, is because we do get to take family vacations, whenever we want to, and we do get to spend a lot of time with our kids. So to give you a little breakdown of what a Sunday through Saturday looks like for us on a typical week. Sunday, we go to church in the morning, and then the rest of the day we are resting, we are relaxing, maybe doing a little bit of housework, but kind of just trying to prep for the week. But we are mainly using the Sabbath as a day of rest.
And it's totally family day. It's time where we spend with our kids. We maybe play games. A lot of times screens are not on, and we're resting from electronics as well.
Yeah. And then Mondays, we are waking up, taking our son to school. He goes to a Christian school. Ironically, the college that Jordan and I met at is the school that he goes to. And they have a program there that's just phenomenal. But we take him to school, we come home, we just have our 2 daughters at that time. And so it is kind of a day where we're like, okay, things are a little bit more quiet because we're 1 kid down. So we really try to do as much recording and content, as much as filming content as much as possible that day. And then the afternoon, we go pick him up. And then the evening, we kind of stop work around 5 or 6, feed our kiddos dinner, and then bedtime. So yeah, so a lot of times Mondays are like a lot of content, a lot of filming, things like that, as much as we're able to, because we still have 2 of our kids with us. And then any type of meeting or things like that would fall on a Monday as well. Tuesday is a day where we have all 3 of our kids. So we forgot to say on Monday, we also, in the mornings, we're waking up Monday through Friday at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we're doing our devotions, we're working out, and then we get our kiddos breakfast. And then a lot of times you're making breakfast in the morning, and then I am doing school with Grayson on Tuesdays.
Yeah, so Tuesday's a little bit different of a day for us because we have all 3 kids at home. So it can be a little bit chaotic for us on Tuesday because we homeschool our son at home. So we usually try to get our devotions, our workout, and his homeschooling all done hopefully before like 10 a.m. or so, and we fit breakfast in there as well. So trying to get all that done before 10 a.m. so that when that time comes, we can fully focus on work. And then usually Tuesday is just a day of like, okay, hey, what didn't get finished up from Monday? What do we need to prepare for? Maybe for clients on Wednesday, and then also like any kind of projects or editing or things that are just kind of been hanging out or taking a little bit longer. We try and wrap up before the week kind of starts getting away from us. And then Tuesday, yeah, so pretty much every weeknight when we're not taking clients, we try to be done, like Lindsay said, between like 5 and 6. So that way we can reserve essentially the rest of the evening before our kids go to bed is just family time.
So Wednesdays are, again, wake up 6 o'clock in the morning. We're doing our devotions. We're working out. And then we take our son to school on Wednesdays. And then Wednesdays are also one of our in-studio days. So it's a day that we're taking clients. We're open from 10 in the morning until 6 at night. And so we're working for about 8 hours, back-to-back clients on Wednesdays. And so we have some amazing babysitters that take care of our kiddos while we're at work. And so that's what that day looks like for us. And then as soon as we get home, we eat dinner. And then we play with our kids for a little bit, and then we put them to bed. And then Jordan and I hang out for a little bit, do different things as far as maybe just relaxing and watching TV, or we read some books together, whatever that looks like. But Wednesdays are pretty jam-packed for us.
So then Thursday's real similar to Tuesday as far as all the kids being home again. So devotions, workout, breakfast, get homeschooling done, projects, basically just an at-home workday. So we've actually, in recording this podcast, we have transformed one of our rooms in our house to essentially be kind of like a content room that's kind of set up and always ready. So we've kind of retreated to somewhat get away from the kids a little bit during the day and let them kind of do their thing so we can have some peace and quiet from time to time. And that's really been beneficial for us from working from home. So then, so Thursday pretty much wraps up with dinner and then some time with Lindsay in the evening. And one of her favorite things to do during the holiday season here is to watch a Christmas movie. So we usually watch the corny, cheesy love story that pretty much goes the same way every single time, but we still enjoy that. And then Friday is literally the exact same thing as Wednesday. We have babysitters come over, watch the kids. It's a work in studio day for us, and we're taking clients all day and serving them and doing their permanent makeup, and then coming home and having time with the kids. And then Saturday is typically, could go one of two ways. Usually Saturday is like our flex day in the week, where we either are at the house and kind of getting like house projects done, or like keeping up with the yard if it's summertime, or things like that, or cleaning the house, or having some friends over. So it can be like more of a personal day. Or there's some times where it's like, hey, maybe from 9 a.m. to lunchtime, we will literally just work and we'll try and wrap up some projects, maybe edit some more content or do some different things like that on a Saturday. But yeah, Saturday pretty much just kind of depends on the schedule, depends on the week, and just kind of depends on what we have going on throughout the rest of it.
So just to give you guys a little inside look at what our week looks like. So that's basically why we do what we do, because we do want the freedom to be able to be home with our kids. As hard as it is to work from home on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, they're honestly like the days that we enjoy the most. Don't get us wrong. We love working on our clients. We love serving them. We love giving women more confidence and boosting their confidence. But being at home with our kids is really what we feel like our first priority is. Family is always first for us, and that will never change. So as chaotic as it is, we really thrive off of chaos, don't we?
Yeah. Working in the moment, I've learned to thrive off the chaos, where I would say, like, full disclosure, when I first joined Lindsay, I had an extremely hard time balancing my work and being at home, and maybe being interrupted by a kid coming up and, one of our kids saying, hey, like, I need this, or I'm hungry, or hey, can I watch TV, or can we go outside, or being interrupted. I mean, sometimes every 5-10 minutes or so, and having to stop what I was doing and have to give the attention to our kids. So that was extremely hard for me. I come from corporate world where pretty much every day I was leaving the house by no later than 8 a.m. and I was coming home at 6, and I would have pretty much uninterrupted work time that entire day. And so now, running our own business and being at home and trying to work from home with kids and everything, I had to figure out, okay, hey, how can I make this work? Because I can remember the first few months I was like pulling my hair out, like, how do you do this? This is too stressful. Like, I don't get it. And she's like, we're working from home. What better could this be? Yeah.
And honestly, guys, we really had to go toe to toe. Like, several times I still feel like we almost have like bi-weekly conversations of what this looks like, because it is very difficult working from home when your kids are present and trying to get things done, trying to get them snacks, trying to wipe their bottoms, change diapers, do homeschool. And, there's always something. Some kid got hurt in the basement, and so they're running upstairs and screaming and crying, and you're trying to record a podcast, and it's like, there's always something that happens. But we love being able to show our kids that mom and dad can work from home, be with them, prioritize them, and still have a business and still have a pretty good work-life balance. We kind of joke that we don't really know what a work-life balance is, but we've gotten a little bit better with it. We've been able to not blur the lines as much, but we still, I think, just as an entrepreneur, you don't really have a work-life balance.
Yeah, as an entrepreneur, it's always like a blurred line, essentially. And then there's also seasons then that you go in where it's like, oh, hey, I'm working way more than I typically would, and you're not able to get as much of that family time. And then there's also seasons, though, we go through where it's like, wow, this is sweet, like good quality family time, and we can step away from the business a little bit more and do some of those things, which is great. Yeah, guys, so the final thing here that I think is huge for us and why we love also just working from home so much, and it's just so our kids can see it. Our kids can see our passions. Our kids can see our dreams. They can see that, mom and dad are not just mom and dad. They have other obligations and other things. And as they get older, they're just going to continue to grow with our business. We're going to continue to just bring them along in the journey, and so they can see essentially what mom and dad do all day. So not a knock to those that work for another company and they leave their family all day, but we love that we can just bring our kids along. And there's been so many sweet times in just building out our studio that I've been able to bring our oldest, Grayson, along with me, and I can just teach him things like, hey buddy, this is how you install a shelf, or this is how we're gonna work on this project, or this is how we're gonna do this. And he just absolutely loves just being with me. So that's what I mean. And as far as like being able to incorporate them into our work and being able to teach them things along the way is just so crucial, and it'll just be so exciting to see how that grows and how it changes over time.
Yeah, and just the quality time that we're able to have with our kids too. So we just really wanted to talk to you guys and just encourage you, because it really is difficult from working from home with kiddos, but it's totally doable and totally possible. So, we love being in the permanent makeup industry. We love being artists and trainers. We love teaching our students to be able to have and create the lives that we've created for ourselves. So it's definitely something that you can strive to do and that you can be really successful in. So thank you guys so much for listening and tuning in. We'll see you next time.